What is up, guys? Kevin Cage back with another XRP update. Happy Friday to all. In this video, I want to tell you about some of the bigger losses I've had along the way, and stick around until the end where I want to tell you some of the key points in the recent XRP Markets report, as well as news of RippleNet now becoming SOC 2 certified. Zero doubt in this ecosystem, the success of on-demand liquidity, and most importantly, XRP. This is my second take video. We're going to do this uncut and enjoy my stuttering. I got a bunch going on today, and this has been a crazy week. First things first, guys, if you're not following ODLBot on Twitter yet, please do so. Essentially, this is a bot that was created by a gentleman in the XRP community, XRP Artisan, or XRP Patience, as you know, and it essentially tweets ODL stats on a daily basis. Look how cool this is. So at the time, this was a few hours ago, we can see 44 cents. You can see the hourly, 24-hour, 7-day, and 30-day chart. XRP, even on a weekly basis, is still up over 50%. The market cap, 24-hour volume, the accounts created today, as well as the transactions today. So cool. I love how smart some people are in this community and the tools that they're providing us investors. All right, so definite follow as well for XRP Artisan right here. And actually, here's a tweet by him that I wanted to share. So, know what you hold. Since 2013, the XRP ledger has over 2 million accounts, 60 million plus ledgers closed successfully without fail. We can see the number of payments, 143 million payments, and then look at the transactions. Over 1 billion transactions. Don't believe me? We took screenshots as well from 2013, January, all the way up until now. And you can go through this. We see number of counts by month. We can see new XRP ledgers by month. You can see the new XRP payments by month, as well as the new XRP transactions. This is something that is very robust, has had proof of concepts with some of the world's central banks, and this is something that should not be slept on. XRP is the black sheep of crypto for very good reason. All right. So in other news, this is all good and great for the entire crypto market. The total crypto market has hit a new all-time high, well over $1 trillion this time. So 1.13 trillion. Something interesting to note, specifically with, GameStop, AMC, the silver markets, and all these short squeezes, is the combined value of all crypto together is currently more competitive with the total market cap of silver at just under $1.5 trillion. Very cool. Now understand, it's going to be a bumpy ride, but in my opinion, this market will be going to the 50 trillion to 100 trillion market cap, globally speaking. This is the asset class that will swallow all others. It's not going to go straight up by any means. There's going to be pullbacks and corrections. That's just natural breathing of any market cycles. But when it moves, it will absolutely move. And keep in mind, speculation is healthy. It's good. It's a good part of any market. We need speculators. But utility is going to be really driving, hopefully, the sustainable demand that we want to see in this market for our investments. Right here, Switzerland blooms in blockchain era with new digital assets law. Remember, Switzerland, one of the countries, again, well, one of many that have said XRP explicitly is not a security. Regarded as the Blockchain Act now, this law sets a firm legal basis for digital asset trading and tokenization while coping up with the threat of digital currency money laundering. Interesting. I was going through this as well, just ushering in this new blockchain finance era. I forgot the point I wanted to cover. Nonetheless, we're familiar with FINMA licenses for a lot of these groups. Signum listed XRP, no surprise. You can talk about the the Swiss digital exchange as well, STX and SIX. So tons of connections within Switzerland. Specifically, we know Brad Garlinghouse has also spoken at the Swiss National Bank in the past, where that famous screenshot is of him sitting next to all the officials of the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, the director of the International Monetary Fund, people at some of the biggest central banks. So I think that absolutely means things. Whether or not Ripple was merely just playing a consultant-like role as one of the professional fintech players in the DLT ecosystem, that's up to you. But I believe there is going to be a bright future for not only XRP, but this entire asset class and the company Ripple. All right, and I encourage you guys, if you have time, to read the markets report. Go through this. It's very insightful. Now, really quick, before we start diving in, I wanted to point this out. So this is Ponderjont, if I'm saying that name correctly. We can see this little thread. So essentially, Yellen named David Lipton now is the advisor to the Treasury. Step back in time, back in 2018, we see him posting this: will crypto assets reduce demand for central bank money? I found this IMF analysis in the latest issue of Finance and Development magazine. Quite compelling. Interesting. Now we can see a screenshot that we have 𝘾𝙀𝙀 taking, and this is a definite follow in the XRP community as well. And check this out. So we can kind of see a few quick things. He was as well special assistant to the president. You can see the Clinton administration, you can see IMF roles. He was a managing director at Citi, on and on and on. So, of course, I think these people are in the know. I think they, understand at least high level what will be occurring. Just like anybody, I think that's a safe assumption. And we know that payments and the Internet of Value is one of the major transfers occurring right now. So definitely pay close attention to this. And then also kind of understand, Ripple's preferences. Kind of hear some of the views of Brad Garlinghouse, Chris Larsen, the new administration. I'm not political. I'm here as an investor solely, just, cold-hearted investor here. But I just find that to be pretty interesting. Lots and lots of connections. So right here, guys, the XRP Markets report, it just came out. I encourage all of you to read it. Essentially, the big integrations for XRP and the liquidity updates are this. DBS, the largest South Asian bank that we've talked about many times, announced the launch of its digital exchange with a variety of fiat as well, and XRP alongside Bitcoin, Ether, and Bitcoin Cash. We also had another RippleNet partner, Standard Chartered Ventures this Ventures announced its partnership with Northern Trust to launch 𝘽𝙀𝙎𝙎, a cryptocurrency custodian for institutional investors providing custody services for top assets, including XRP. The rest of the world will not be waiting for the US to give clarity. I can tell you that much. Now, also, there's two integrations with that will deliver robustness to XRP infrastructure, talking about Binance also releasing 2 new term futures collateralized in XRP, all good and great, expanding the XRP derivatives market. We can talk about that other exchange, FTX. It's just happening in a variety of directions. So please, 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 if you're down with price or, we pull back or start going up, this is just the beginning. I know one of the dumb mistakes that I've made along the way is really, for certain assets, selling too soon. Now, one of which, of course, I posted on Twitter, and it was, roughly $50,000 in Polkadot when we were Polkadot or .dot at roughly $4 to $5, and things happen. I saw a different opportunity, I took it, and I was still good, but at the end of the day, guys, Polkadot is what, $20 currently, so I could have 4 or 5x'd, and I essentially missed out on, a couple $100,000 right there, and I have plenty of examples like that. I know some people watching this channel probably have some terrible tragedies or scary stories with Bitcoin years ago as well. And, it happens to all of us. Not everybody buys the bottom perfectly, sells the top. That's the idea in this altcoin market of everything popping off. FOMO is, I know it's a silly term for older people that hear these acronyms, FOMO, fear of missing out. It is literally the most applicable thing in this entire market. I suffer from FOMO on a daily basis. I'll sell an asset for 20-30% profit, then it'll go up 200%. It's just part of the game. So I just want to remind you, and what everybody says, profit is profit. Just be happy with where you're at. You're never going to, have a 100% win streak by any means, and we're going to see people, posting their profits and things like that, and you're going to have this FOMO, coulda, woulda, shoulda mindset, and that's what I go through a lot. But please, please, please just understand that we have exposure in this market, whether you're 100% crypto, little metals, real estate, or more fiat waiting for pullbacks. It's all good as long as you have a little exposure in this market, in my opinion, in the most exciting asset class in the world that will swallow and process all others. That's what counts. So at least you're here in this market now before someone else that's going to hop in the year 2025. So we have to pat ourselves on the back. Don't be so hard on yourselves. And just remember, we are still here before even regulatory clarity. And yes, there are institutions in this market. I'm not an idiot. There's plenty of OTC buyers and, infrastructure already here. But the idea is that it's going to multiply and go up in multiples in the future. So there's still tremendous upside. And need I remind you, the average annual return on the stock market is typically 10%, maybe 12%. And of course, on certain years, it can be, 25%. XRP, despite maybe people not being able to, swing trade a portion, it's still up 50% plus within 7 days. So these swings are what makes it possible for traders to be very successful, but also people can be very emotional and lose a lot of money. So just please be safe. As I've been preaching for well over a year, I have my long-term holdings in too many assets, to be honest, at this point. I can't even keep up, and I should track them better. Luckily, I just use TaxBit, which is linked in the video description, because that's all good and great, and I just sync it and I'm good to go. But my trading bag is just that. So my long-term holdings are locked away, untouched, in cold storage, whether it's a Ledger Nano or any other wallets that you guys use, and I do not touch them. I just cannot risk missing the boat and not betting that these assets are coming down, because you just don't know. We know that XRP went from 20-something cents to $3 plus in a matter of 3 weeks. I am not betting that. I didn't come to this market and research every day for several years to miss the boat. So even if you think assets will pull back, I do not gamble or trade my long-term holdings. I just cannot be, that cocky with the market, because it humbles me every single time. So I have a smaller trading bag or portfolio that I use to speculate and trade on the swings, maybe intra-weekly swings or little scalps of 10% here and there. And that's what I do. And with those profits, I can increase my fiat bag that's for the sideline for any major pullbacks and dollar cost average, or just buy more crypto. So that's what's been helping me at least have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. My long-term holdings are so high right now in terms of at least 𝘾𝙀𝙈𝙀, ADA, and a variety of other assets. And just stay positive, guys, because long term, we will beat this market. Right now, a lot of people are going to be gambling short term, trading assets that went up 200%, then it pulls back 30%, and they're not going to tell anybody about their losses because they're ashamed. Everyone talks about their wins on Twitter, but very few will tell people about their losses. So just understand you're not alone. I've had huge losses. I've had big wins too, but the idea is to be patient and do not act out of emotion. And I'm speaking to myself as much as I am to you guys. All right? Remember, we don't win or lose. There's no win or lose. It is win or learn every single time. All right, so let's keep going here. Now, I wanted to show this. So this executive summary, by bringing this case, at least $15 billion of XRP value was lost in the open market. The SEC was aware of this for 8 years. All these advisors, I've been hearing a lot of commentary from different lawyers, which is very, very insightful, and I appreciate it. Something's going on. This is clearly some type of political or, ego or control type of battle, obviously. And this does not take into account the 50% rally that we just had for XRP, the rest of the crypto market over the same period. The overall market rally was led primarily due to Bitcoin, of course, in recent months going way past all-time high, and some market participants noting that US traders who sold out of XRP post-SEC news seem to have contributed meaningfully toward the rally in Bitcoin. I thought that was interesting. I don't really have an opinion on that, just wanted to read that right here. That said, while the US regulatory action caused havoc and prompted US market participants to withdraw from a massive global virtual currency market, close to 90% of XRP volume remained intact, and many market participants moved forward with business related to XRP outside of the US. This further underscores the fact that the United States is out of step with its international counterparts. Absolutely. We have, well over a handful of countries at this point that have already said that XRP is not a security. Could the US still say that XRP is a security? Yes, they absolutely could. Do I think they will? No, I do not. And that is just my personal opinion. Time will tell. We're going to be awaiting the other responses as well, and we'll kind of go over that in this video. All right. Ripple also filed this Freedom of Information Act right here, request for more information about how the SEC determined the status of Ethereum as a non-security, because they want to see the hypocrisy and point it out. And of course, the SEC, I'm curious if they're going to offer anything and make it public to us. I would love to see that. So to date, they have offered no coherent explanation for that determination, probably because they do not have one, and Ripple has some phenomenal lawyers. If you guys have looked at the groups that are representing them in all ends, even the executives, I am, quite confident, since Ripple's been meeting regularly with the SEC for several years. Even David Short saying that we've been meeting them. This was in 2019. I posted on my Instagram. We've been meeting them for the last 2 years, almost on a weekly basis, and he quoted that. I'm confident that they have their ducks in a row. They have the papers. They've already responded to the 93-page report with every single concern with a paragraph response. This is a real battle. Do not be fooled. And I'm not trying to come off as arrogant and thinking XRP is going to be fine, because you can't guarantee that. But I'm still very, very confident. Whether we moon now or XRP has some huge FUD campaign, one last little shakeout, and then we go, my price targets are still intact for the future. So with the SEC's enforcement action, the industry has gone from regulatory uncertainty to regulatory chaos, love that, at the expense of retail holders with no connections to the company Ripple in orderly markets. That's the part I do not love. For 8 years, XRP has been trading on the open market and has grown to a massive scale, trading more than $1 billion per day on some 200 exchanges. Tragically, the individuals and markets the SEC hurt are the same participants the SEC purports to protect, supposedly. The SEC stopped protecting people and retail investors long time ago. As we know, even the terms for the accredited investor, a net worth of this and, capability and intelligence. Hopefully that's going to be changing soon, because in my opinion, the accredited investor term actually just allows the wealthy accredited investors to get in first, and then they can pump their stock, post IPO or whatever asset to, everyday people. To me, it is as corrupt as it comes. Maybe I have a very cynical or negative, pessimistic view on it, but that's just the way I see things and have seen things from the past few years, really diving into this market. All right. Right here, this is the sales summary for XRP and ODL related sales. We can see global XRP volume as well. Huge numbers. Just like I showed you a few days ago, Amazon's, of course, annual revenue going from like 15 billion to 386 billion plus. I believe that XRP will be doing that type of volume on a daily basis in due time. I believe it's entirely possible. So wanted to share that. Now, here's the cool stuff, guys. So RippleNet is now SOC 2 certified. Let's get into this, and then we're going to call it a day. Please stick around for this and understand the implications. They were building a foundation for the skyscraper to succeed. XRP is in their best interest. A valuable network protects the network, is more liquid, can better serve their customers. It's just quite evident to me. And of course, there's going to be these Bitcoin maxis. And I own a lot of coins, guys. I am not, an XRP maximalist. I'm a utility maximalist. I believe with these market cycles and years ahead, it's awesome. But I just believe that when utility really kicks in, XRP will leave the majority of assets in its dust. And that's just a personal belief of mine. And a lot of people that are even, 100% into QNT, ADA, VeChain, I love them and I hold those assets. Obviously, they're phenomenal, but they really are missing certain aspects. I see some of the communities that, and I know the XRP community, nobody's perfect, but I see some of them throwing dirt on XRP saying, oh, this asset's going, has gone up 600% this year. They're really missing out. And so you don't want to get that tunnel vision. And I know a lot of people probably think, since I do videos on XRP and research it, and it's one of my biggest holdings, that I'm missing out. I feel like I'm pretty well taking advantage of a lot of things that are happening in the DeFi space and really diving into some really good DeFi sleepers as well. So teach their own, guys. Just remember, stay focused. So in May 2020, McKinsey identified that both consumer and enterprise digital adoption had matured 5 years in a matter of 8 weeks. For financial institutions, digital technologies, including cloud-based models, offer the flexibility and scalability required to meet the demands of a more digitally advanced society. Since launching in June 2020, nearly 40 banks and payment service providers, PSPs, have adopted or migrated to Ripple's global payments network based entirely in the cloud. And, all thanks to, the pandemic as well. Recently, Lulu Exchange, which we've mentioned many times, announced its partnership with Ripple, and today uses RippleNet Cloud to process cross-border payments instantly, reliably, and cost-effectively with a single integration. That's key, just a single API. The appetite for RippleNet Cloud has only been growing. And I believe that this is really going to position itself for something big to really start scaling. And then I want that line of credit to really start growing as well for purely 100% XRP demand. And these institutions will actually begin buying XRP on credit. And I believe it will really start cascading. They're adding demand, adding liquidity to XRP, then ODL will have better liquidity to better serve their customers, and it can go and do more and more and more. It's just this like flywheel effect. So I think it's a real thing. Please do not sleep on Ripple and these smart minds behind this organization. Just like Amazon in the year 2000, I think that is what Ripple is right now. And arguably is going to be even bigger, because payments are potentially going to be much, much bigger and a lot more scalable than, moving goods to a certain extent. Right? In little as 5 weeks, more than twice as fast as an on-premise deployment. So able to get more customers than ever before and get them onto RippleNet, able to use XRP like that. In fact, RippleNet Cloud transaction volumes doubled every 8 weeks in 2020 and reached an annualized run rate of 1.8 million transactions per Q4 volumes, more than half of all Ripple transactions today flow through cloud, and now, that's a huge statement, more than half right now, and now customers can put further trust in RippleNet's security capabilities. Gosh, I cannot wait for the XRP to moon. Alright, RippleNet's product suite ensures the highest standard in safety, security, and privacy. As a testament to this, it has been awarded the Sought After System and Organization Controls 2 SOC SOC certification. And, I'm not surprised by this one bit, just pointing it out for anybody that thinks Ripple is just some company. I encourage you guys to go look at the entire history, even dating back to Ryan Fugger in 2004, way before Bitcoin, and it really, really makes you wonder. Right here, this means that the financial institutions, FIs, particularly banks who typically utilize legacy software planning to adopt RippleNet Cloud, can do so with the confidence that Ripple has a certified seal of approval when it comes to meeting modern security and privacy needs. Not surprised one bit. And then last but not least, the SOC 2 certification is an industry-leading seal of approval that demonstrates RippleNet's capabilities of securely delivering services fit for the modern world. We expect 2021 will see further customer adoption of RippleNet Cloud thanks to the trust its newly awarded certification assures. And then right back to what XRP posted, is looking at all of this. This ledger is robust, it is getting ready, and is essentially ready for mainstream adoption. We've done $2 billion plus in notional value, and I think we are just getting started. And I think this is a real strategic move by the company Ripple, whether you think that they're going to IPO like they've claimed in the future. When we get clarity, and I wish I could tell you when we get clarity, XRP will not turn back. I know I share very mixed emotions with the price performance of it, rocketing now or one little pullback and then we rocket. But I wholeheartedly believe in this asset. I do videos whenever I have time and I'm researching this like a madman. And it's not out of desperation. I own a lot of other assets. I'm very excited for the future, but I just feel that we are really going to be part of something big here, part of history. I know that sounds hypey, but that is just truly how I feel. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, share, and I will catch you in the next one. Have a great weekend.